Hey guys, what's up? It's JR Cubert. In this video, we've got an unboxing from HK Now Store. I have not ordered from HK Now Store in a very long time, but we've got some pretty cool puzzles in here that I'm pretty excited to check out. So let's go ahead and get into this. Man, my knife blade is starting to get a bit dull. I should probably replace the blade. Done so many unboxings. Alright, so what have we got in here? Okay. Oh man, lots of bubble wrap and pieces like that. So we've got a box, we've got stickers. Wow, we've got an Eastsheen 4x4, an Eastsheen 5x5. We've got another Eastsheen 5x5, another Eastsheen 4x4. We've also got a couple other puzzles in here. We have got a Crazy 3x3 from MF8. And a Dayan Octahedron. So we are going to go ahead and start with these puzzles over here. So why did I get a bunch of Eastsheen puzzles? If you guys have never heard of Eastsheen, that's totally acceptable. They were they're basically, they don't produce puzzles anymore, but a long time ago they produced a 2x2, 4x4, and 5x5. And back when they came out, it was the best 2x2, 4x4, and 5x5 you could get. Because basically the only other option for those puzzles was Rubik's. So yeah, the turning's actually really smooth and kind of sandy, but they have no springs at all, so no corner cutting whatsoever. So there's a couple reasons why I got these puzzles. I got another one as well. One of these 4x4s is for the collection, simply because I just don't have an Eastsheen 4x4, and I kind of wanted one. Because it's you know, it's a bit of an older puzzle, and I used to have some of them in the past, but I don't have them anymore. So the other reason is because I'm going to be doing a sticker mod to one of them. So I'm going to be replacing these stickers with Supercube stickers. Now, generally, Supercubes, 4x4 and 5x5 Supercubes are done with Eastsheen puzzles, and that's just kind of why I did it. You can do it with whatever puzzle you want, really, but Eastsheen is just kind of the normal for that. So I figured I would do that. I also got a 5x5 set for Eastsheen, and that's why I got the two 5x5s as well. One of them for the collection and one of them for the sticker mod. So the 5x5 is actually one that I never did have in my collection. I've tried them before. These are really bad for speed solving, but it's basically the only thing that was available back in the day when the Rubik's 5x5 was the only 5x5 that was really out there. When the VCube 5 came out, it kind of changed the whole game for speed cubing, but yeah, this was the original 5x5 speed cube, and they had no orange, it was pink instead. I also didn't really point that out on the 4x4. These are also the exact same size, which is kind of cool. But yeah, Eastsheen 5x5 was the originator for the 5x5 speed cube, really, and it's just kind of an interesting puzzle to have. I kind of like these older type puzzles, and I really like the way it turns. Actually, it's just the way it feels. It's just a very old type feeling puzzle. So yeah, one of these will become a Supercube. The reason I wanted to get a set of Supercubes, as you can see I already have the 3x3 version, this is what it looks like all stickered, is because these are really good for kind of demonstrating how shape mods work and stuff like that. If you can understand how a Supercube works and the way the centers move and stuff like that, then you can understand just about any shape mod. It's a lot easier to solve any kind of shape mod if you can do a Supercube. That's the idea, basically. HK Now Store was pretty much the only place I could find these in stock. They're harder to find now because I don't know if they're still actually mass produced. They might still be produced, but they're just not really sold in as many stores anymore. So here we go. We got another 5x5. But yeah, those are the these are like just original Eastsheen puzzles, and it's kind of cool to have them in my collection now. I think I'm going to get the 2x2 as well, because that's another one that I never had. But yeah, so these are just for collection and for sticker mods. So I'll show those sticker mods in this video after I, sticker it, obviously. Next up, we've got this MFA Crazy 3x3. So I had one of these before, but it was the Mercury version, the Jupiter version, my bad. This is a whole planetary series. There's like 8 or 9 of these, and the planets kind of differ based on what sides move with the layer and what sides don't. So as you can see, this circle here doesn't move with the layer, and I know on this Mercury one of them does. Let's see, which one is it? Ah, it's this one here. So this one, as you can see, does move with the layer when you move it. But what I'm really interested in making is a pure circle 3x3. So what that means is one where the circles are locked on every single face. So the difference between all the planets is that there's a different combination of which sides are locked and which sides are unlocked, but the Mercury is easiest to turn into a pure circle 3x3 because obviously only one side needs to be modified. And I actually have spare parts from past crazy 3x3s that I've had before, so I can just do a center swap and basically create a circle 3x3. So that's exactly what I'm going to do, and I will sticker this puzzle up with the sticker set that came with it, and I will show that later along with the sticker mods from these puzzles. The MF8 Crazy 3x3 has been out for a long time, and I kind of was debating whether or not I should just get the whole planetary series, but I realized that the pure circle 3x3 was basically all I was interested in. So yeah, that's what I'm going to be doing with this puzzle. So, final puzzle in the box is this Dayan Octahedron. So, I was looking through my collection the other day, and I realized that I have basically no octahedrons in my collection. I have very, very few. So I figured that I should probably get some, and this one is kind of a very pure looking octahedron in just the way it looks. It's a lot of triangles, very similar to a Pyraminx type appearance. And there's two types of these types of octahedrons. There is a corner turning octahedron and a face turning octahedron, where these entire faces move. The face turning octahedron is a puzzle I probably will get in the future, but one that doesn't really interest me at this point in time. And I wanted to get a corner turning octahedron, and that is exactly what this is. So, oh, it actually has a clicking mechanism. That's cool. I didn't realize that. But yeah, so this is going to solve actually very similar to a Pyraminx, I'm pretty sure, because I think you can just do kind of like 3 cycles like that to move around pieces. But yeah, for me, when I think of an octahedron puzzle that looks like this, it makes more sense for it to be corner turning than face turning. This corner turning type octahedron is only made by Dayan, and these are pretty hard to find. And again, I can only find it on HK Now Store. But yeah, this is a really cool puzzle, and I'm really glad that I have it now. Yeah, I really, really like the way it looks. And I want to get more platonic solids in my collection, you know. I've got, of course, tons of cubes, quite a few tetrahedrons, dodecahedrons, but octahedrons and icosahedrons are not quite as common. And actually, I don't think I have a single icosahedron puzzle in my collection, so I definitely want to get on that and maybe get some, maybe get the Iton Star, the Icosiacs, some of the other MF8 icosahedron type puzzles. But yeah, as for this one, let's go ahead and scramble it and maybe see if we can do a solve on it. Like I said, I think it's going to turn pretty similarly to a Pyraminx, or not turn, but solve. So there we go. I think that's a pretty good scramble. So I think what we can do is actually solve all of these pieces here. So yeah, we can do that on all the faces. There's just a little bit more of them. So here we go. So all these inner pieces are solved. I guess we can go ahead and get the tips now as well. Okay, and then let's just start placing in these inner pieces. So do that. Put that piece in. Put this one in here. Put this one in down here. Let's see, that's all for this face. How should we go about? I would say this face is going to be last, right? Or something like that. Maybe we should try and get it down to a 3 cycle, I guess. Just inserted that piece and that piece simultaneously. We'll get this piece in. I'm just doing very, very basic 3 cycles here, so let's see, I want to get this piece in here, but this piece is solved, so how should we do that? Maybe turn it over, and then, oh, I did it the wrong way. Now it's flipped. Here, let's see, we'll just get that piece in. Okay, now these two just need to be flipped. So I'm going to try and do this the same way that you would on a Pyraminx. Aha, and it works. Okay, so a very, very simple solve. I'm pretty sure the face-turning octahedron is quite a bit more difficult, but I'm actually quite a big fan of this puzzle. This is going to be one that I might pull off the shelf pretty often and just kind of solve for fun. But yeah, so that's basically everything I got from HK Now Store. I will be back, though, once I have done the modification to this and stickered it, as well as stickered both of these puzzles with their Super Cube stickers. So I will be back. Alright, so it's been a little while, but I've gotten a chance to use all these puzzles, and I want to talk about them a little bit more. So first of all, we have got the Super Cubes here. So here they are all stickered up. This is what they look like. I think they look really, really nice, and it goes very, very well with the 3x3 Super Cube. So when you line them all up, it looks nice. So yeah, if you guys don't really understand these Super Cubes, basically the idea is that you want to get every single piece back where it originally was when it was first scrambled. And the way you can determine that is with these colors here. So these colors all have to match up. So like these two oranges have to match up with these oranges, and so on. So if you rotate one of the centers, say this top one here, you can see that now the colors don't match up, the inner colors don't match up with the outer colors, so it's not really solved. So yeah, and the same way you can like switch around certain pieces, so I can switch around some of these white centers, say like that, and now you can see that it's also not solved. So yeah, basically these puzzles are just the most basic representation of basically all shape mods and sticker mods that you will encounter for big cubes. So any kind of 4x4 or 5x5 shape mod, if you can solve one of these Super Cubes, then chances are you're going to be able to make it through that solve relatively easily. Some of those puzzles have other kinds of parodies that you can run into, but all of the problems with centers and stuff like that can be fixed with knowing how to move pieces around on these puzzles. So that's kind of why I wanted to get them, just so I could refer back to them if I was ever having trouble with a shape mod or something like that, but also just because I wanted to have just pure standard Super Cubes in my collection. So yeah, that's the idea. I'm gonna see if I can fix these centers. There we go. So yeah, these are the 3 Super Cubes, and I might do tutorials on these puzzles. I don't know. Let me know if you guys would like that, or maybe just a walkthrough solve or something along those lines, just so you kind of get the idea of how Super Cubes work and how to move center pieces around and stuff like that. But yeah, so this one's made from a Rubik's brand, and then these two from Eastsheen cubes. And I'm a real fan of the way that Eastsheen cubes turn. I really like the way they feel, especially with these two here, just the standard ones. Yeah, these just turn really nice. So on to these other 2 puzzles. This one is really fun. I really enjoy solving it, and I don't really have much more to say about it. So yeah, this Dayan Octahedron, I'm really glad I got it, and I quite enjoy the way it moves and just the way it solves and everything. It's a fun puzzle. Now, as for this one, as you can see, it is stickered up, and I did do the modification to it. So before, every single center was locked, meaning that it didn't turn with the face. So all of these were locked, except for this side, and on the original one, this side the layer would turn with the face, but now it doesn't. All you have to do is swap the center pieces, so just pop off the cap, unscrew this center. There's 2 types of centers, and you just replace it with the correct type. And I just happen to have one of those laying around from past crazy 3x3s that I've had before. Now, I was actually really expecting this to be a super difficult solve, but it's actually incredibly easy, which is a little bit disappointing. I was expecting a more challenging solve, so it's kind of making me want to get the Planetary series now just to try out all the different solving strategies and stuff like that. But this one solves really simply, and it's because all the faces are locked. It kind of causes a parody where all of the pieces just go back into place if you solve it like a normal 3x3 after you get the cross. So the only real step that's different than a 3x3 is getting the cross, and once you get those cross pieces in, you can just solve it normally. So I'm actually just going to go ahead and do a scramble and solve just so you can kind of see what I'm talking about. So yeah, on the other versions, I'm assuming that there's way more parodies and algorithms that you would have to use to place the middle pieces up with their, you know, outer pieces and stuff like that. But that's not the case on this one. So let's see here. I would say that's a decent scramble. So basically what you do first is you get all of these inner white pieces on the white side, and because of that parity, they're always going to be in like this middle layer and on the bottom, and you can just rotate them up. You don't even have to like insert them in. So then what we can do is, let's say we want to put in this white and green edge, which goes right up here. We just move it down to this spot. We move this piece down here. We move this one in, and then we rotate it up like that. It's that simple. So then we can just do that with the rest of the pieces, and if it's flipped like that, then we just flip it like we would any other edge, because these outer pieces here act just like normal edges. So there we go. We can put in that orange one, and then where's the red one? The red one's right here. So we'll put it out here. There we go. So now that we have the cross done, the rest of the solve is just like a 3x3. And it's kind of surprising how amazingly this works. So let's just go ahead and do a normal 3x3 solve. We can even do F2L. The only thing we can't do is we can't do CFOP algorithms on the last layer. We have to use beginner's method because some of those algorithms do actually move around pieces. But as long as you stick to the beginner's method, then this is a really, really easy solve. So notice how as we finish up F2L here, everything is magically done on these first two layers. And the same thing is true when we do the top. So here we'll get all of the edges on top. So now we have all these edges out here done. And then we will cycle them around. And then switch the corners. And then orient the corners. And just like that, it's solved. So yeah, it's just that easy. So yeah, this puzzle is way easier than I thought it would be. A little bit disappointing, like I said, but also a really interesting discovery to find that it was that simple. So yeah, I'm kind of want to get the planetary series, like I said, but I might hold out on that for a little while longer. Anyway, those are all the puzzles that I got in this order from HK Now Store. So yeah, I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'm really happy with all these puzzles. So yeah, that is about it for this unboxing. If you guys like this video, make sure you give it a like. Links to all of my social media pages, my Patreon, and my merch store are all linked down in the description below as always. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye.